our spring concert and award night, our first of two for the band program here at Veterans High School. If we've not had the pleasure of meeting before, my name is Mr. Grayson Mellis. I'm the director of bands here. And the group seated before you tonight for our first group up is the Veterans High School Concert Band. They're going to be performing 3 selections for you. I'll talk a little bit about those in just a second. Before we begin, I do want to ask, please make sure that all cellular devices are silent at this point in time. The students have worked extremely hard on this performance. We want for the audio space to be as clear and pure as possible for your maximum enjoyment. Also, just because it's better for the performers to have as few distractions in the audience as possible, as much as we can possibly manage it. So please make sure you do that, and thank you for helping us out. If there are any small children in the audience who feel so inclined as to join us in our music making, as much as that is extremely flattering, again, we do ask that they be moved to the lobby until they can rejoin us, so that, again, for the same reasons, for the sake of performers and for the sake of the enjoyment of the audience. Tonight, these concerts in the springtime are always very special because in addition to continuing to put on great performances, we also get to honor some of our band students in each ensemble with some awards, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And really this serves kind of as a celebration of all that we've accomplished over the course of this past year. And it has been a really great year for this group. I do want to brag on the concert band real quick. We had our large group performance evaluation concerts, our LGPE concerts, which are our big adjudicated performances. Those happened back in March. This group performed a fairly difficult program and got all straight superiors on stage and in sight reading. We're very proud of them for that. They worked extremely hard. Yes, and so, as a reward for their hard work, I decided let's give them more hard work and put some difficult music in front of them that's going to continue to stretch their abilities, and they've taken to it very, very well. This first piece that we're going to perform for you is by Randall Standridge, who is a favorite amongst myself and Miss Griffin here in the band room, and a number of our students as well. We played one of his marches for LGPE. We're going to play another one of his marches for you now. It's an older piece of his called Darklands March. Many people who've been in the Veterans Band program within the last 3-4 years have played this with me at least once or twice for performances or for teaching purposes. It's just a really awesome piece of music, and it kind of takes you into more of the minor key, spooky world of marches. So we hope that you enjoy this performance of Darklands March, and please help me welcome to the stage the Veterans High School Concert Band. you very much. That is a very fun piece. I've done it a few times as a band director. I played it once when I was in school. It endures. It's a really, really fantastic piece. So for this next piece we're about to play, this requires just a little bit of explanation. So this next piece is an arrangement of Walking Tune, originally written by Percy Grainger, arranged for the band setting by composer Robert Sheldon, who's got a lot of really fantastic music out there. Percy Grainger is one of those names that comes up a lot when you talk about standard band repertoire. A lot of his big, important pieces written for the military band back in the early 1900s, which just became the concert band towards the 50s and 60s, are considered to be standards in the repertoire. And it's really great when we get the opportunity to expose music like that to our students, even if it is maybe not necessarily the pure Grainger, composed by Percy Grainger type of music, through an arranger like Robert Sheldon here. It's still a great opportunity for us to show what that music kind of does. And one of the hallmarks of Grainger's music, for me at least, is that it's very unique the way that he does musical texture, which is just a fancy way of saying how many different instruments are playing how many different melodies or harmonies all at the same time. So there's going to be moments in this piece that are going to sound intentionally, I say, thickly orchestrated, just meaning that there's a lot of different contrasting melodic and harmonic material going on, a lot of different ascending and descending patterns that are put right on top of each other, so it might kind of sound like a musical soup almost or something to you, but rest assured that is intended, and Mr. Sheldon did a great job of getting Grainger's original intent. This piece really stretched us in our ability to show expressive musical abilities in wider ranges of our musical playing, whether it be range on the instrument, technical facility, dynamic contrast, that sort of thing. So it was a really great teaching piece for us. And it's a really beautiful setting of one of Grainger's lesser well-known pieces. So we hope that you enjoy Walking Tune and it's all of its weird little quirky strangeness. I think that it's going to be a really great performance. We hope you enjoy. Thank you very much. It's a very, very beautiful piece of music. I highly would encourage you to listen to the original as well, if you've got the opportunity. At this point in time, we're going to do some ensemble awards, and we're also going to be honoring one of our band seniors in this group who is having their last performance with us this evening. So the awards that we'll be giving out tonight are in the areas of Most Improved, Most Spirited, and overall MVP. It's so very tough to make decisions about this because you wish you could give an award to all the kids, because it's really a feat in and of itself to do band and to spend an hour of your day trying to make some metal, plastic, wood instrument have some sort of artistic response. I mean, if you think about the concept of band on its face, it's kind of crazy that it is what we do. But nonetheless, we do have to make decisions to get some of these students honored who go above and beyond or really fit the bill for these different awards that we're giving out. So the first award that we're going to give out is the Most Improved. This student has always come to band ready to work. I've never had to worry about them not getting a part, even if it's something maybe that they struggled with at first. They played a lot in our marching band as well this year, so it was great to have them showcase their musical ability in multiple different arenas. We're very, very proud of this student, and we're very excited to give the Most Improved Award to Mr. Parker Boone. He also was our representative from this ensemble in particular who went to the District Honor Band this year as well. So, great job. We're all having fun here. The next award is the Most Spirited Award, and truth be told, there's probably about 3 or 4 people that I could give this to, but one student stands above the rest as being the most spirited, not just for coming to band every day, but in the work that they put towards being better at their instrument, being better as an ensemble member, trying to find other ways to get involved in band, playing multiple instruments, being in our one of our spring small ensemble groups this year. I'm very, very excited to see where the student goes next with their spirit and passion. So the Most Spirited Award this year for this group goes to Payson Blevins. Yeah, Payson was in our flute choir that got restarted this year with our associate director, Ms. Griffin. Played the alto flute on 1 or 2 of the pieces, I believe, which is a flute that's almost as tall as he is. So it was really remarkable to see that. Finally, that brings us to our MVP, our most valuable player of this group. This student was absolutely rock solid from day one. They kind of embody both the improvement and the passion that we've seen in the previous 2 awards, but then continues to go the extra mile on top of that. To be a freshman and to showcase such great leadership ability and just being really being a real go-getter for everything that we do in the ensemble, being ready to help move chairs or stands or stay after to help us out with something or continue to practice on their own if we need to send them away to go lead a sectional or something like that. We're very, very proud of this student and very excited to see where they go in the future as well. This year's MVP for the concert band is Raquel Martinez. And we do, like I mentioned earlier, we have a number of seniors who are in this group. Some of them are doubling up on their band class this year as their schedule allowed. But we have one senior who is having their last performance with us this evening, so we're going to make sure to take a minute to honor them. The rest of the seniors on this stage will have one performance this Friday, and I would highly encourage you to come to Friday's concert with the Wind Ensemble, the Wind Symphony. It's going to be a really, really great show. There's going to be some fantastic music being played. 6:30 in this room. Make sure you're here. It's going to be something you're not going to want to miss. But it's been great to have this student in band during their time here at Veterans. We're always sad to see our seniors go, and this is absolutely no exception. So please help me thank for their service to the band program our one senior in this group who will be making their last performance with us tonight, Jordan Nixon Jones. And now that brings us to the final selection for this ensemble before we do a quick stage change to get the symphonic band on here. So I mentioned earlier after LGPE, my grand plan for this group was to give them music that was even more difficult than some of the stuff we played on LGPE. And I think of the three pieces that we have, this one's certainly the most challenging. It takes elements of what we did in Darklands, elements of what we did in Walking Tune, and elements that we don't see in either of those, and puts them all in one gigantic piece of music. Of Dark Lords and Ancient Kings by Roland Barrett it's a little bit more of a programmatic piece. It showcases, in my mind, kind of the medieval landscape back hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and we've got different scenes happening here. Some are a little bit more agitated or angry, some are these beautiful flowing moments of calm and peace, but this piece has a little bit of everything for everybody. They've worked extremely hard on it, and I hope that you enjoy it, and please do make sure that you stay for the symphonic band, which is going to be taking place after this. So please, again, let's have one more round of applause for all of our award winners tonight. We hope that you enjoy Of Dark Lords and Ancient Kings by Roland Barrett.
Welcome back from that set change. Thank you so much for your patience. Seated before you now is our symphonic band. I'm going to echo a lot of what Mr. Mullis said with the concert band. We are just incredibly proud. Just like the concert band, this band also went and performed an all-superior performance at LGPE this past March. We are extremely proud of them. That deserves a round of applause. So, similarly to the concert band, the hope with our spring concert program is that we're challenging them. Each of these pieces we've hopefully selected to challenge them in different ways, which I will talk briefly about on each of them, but also are really, really fun pieces as we try to do for spring concert. So this first piece that we're going to play is called Zia Zia. It's a Spanish march. This band loves marches. If I put a march and something else in front of them, they would be like, please can we play the march? Which is like new for me. Usually my bands are like the other one. But I love marches. They're really great teaching tools. And what I think this band's figured out is that when you play a march with precision and attention to detail, and something like this with the Spanish march, attention to the style, that it can be super, super fun and super, super exciting. So, for our first selection, here is the symphonic band playing Zia Zia by Claude T. Smith. Okay, exciting, wasn't it? Now, our next piece, I didn't do this on purpose when I programmed it, but it just so happens to have lined up almost perfectly with a holiday that just passed. For those who celebrate May 4th, Star Wars Day, recently. And so, if you're a fan of Star Wars and the universe at large, then you know of The Mandalorian, which came out a few years ago. I think a new season recently dropped earlier this year. So we pulled out the theme from The Mandalorian, and the rest of our program is very much programmatic for movie music or score music. But it's really, really challenging. There's some tough woodwind lines, technically and rhythmically, and then we are really stretching some of our brass in terms of their range. So I put this in front of them, and I think at first they were like, oh boy. But they've really risen to the challenge, It's made them better players. I think they're happy for it. I'm happy for it. It's been really a joy to watch them grow through such a fun piece of music. And so if you missed May the 4th, then this is your little celebratory with the theme from The Mandalorian. Okay, some more awards to give. So we'll be giving out the same awards in this group. We have Most Spirited, Most Improved, and MVP or Most Valuable Player. Again, these are really hard to pick. I think all of these kids showed value and spirit, and they've certainly all improved over the course of the year. So very hard picks, but there were definitely a few standouts. First off, for our Most Improved Award, sitting back and thinking about these awards is a nice time to reflect. And one student came to mind who at least once a week would come up to me and he'd say, "Miss Griffin, this is happening. How do I fix it?" And I'd be like, "Well, I don't know. Can you come after school?" And he would come and we would try and fix it. And it's not just, I need help with this part, which is great, and we do that sometimes, but it's like down to the nitty gritty, like the way I'm playing my instrument. Like I want to fix my embouchure, I want practice help, I want to know how to get better. And it helped. He got a lot better. He already started off pretty strong. And so all of that hard work really paid off. And so our Most Improved Award goes to Joshua Firestone. Okay, our next is the Most Spirited Award. I think that students show spirit in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's in the energy that they bring into the band room, that positive attitude, that like high energy, like band, band, band. Sometimes it's just in their diligence, in their preparedness, in their I'm here, I'm ready to go, let's play. And this student, I thought, has shown me both of those things. She's kind of come up on both ends of the spectrum, always prepared for class, always looking for the next step to take. She's going out, she's doing things, she's making a name for herself, and she's definitely bringing a lot of positive energy in the band room. So our Most Spirited Award goes to Abby Lee. Finally, we have our Most Valuable Player Award, and this award is going to a student that, in our eyes, has truly excelled on their instrument this year, and through that excellence, she's really positively contributed to the group as a whole. In just 1 year in our program, she has just gotten a whole list of accolades that we can kind of brag on her about. Some of those include being named Principal Chair of the Top Ensemble at the Southeastern United States Honor Band at Troy University this past February. She participated in District Honor Band as well, and she most recently was in the Southeast Georgia Region Band. So on account of all of those amazing things that she's done this year and all of the amazing things I'm sure she's going to continue to do in the future in our program, I would like to present this award to Elizabeth Tomberlin. So for our final piece, we're gonna play, and I was excited when we pulled it out, and I think most of the kids were pretty excited. It was a really popular movie a while ago, but it's kind of retained that iconic spot, I think, in the youth of today. They're like, this is a great movie, great soundtrack, it's amazing. It's How to Train Your Dragon, right? And they love it. Now there's a couple different versions of this. We picked the hard one. There is some really difficult stuff that they're doing up here. Technically, the entire band, we learned a whole new rhythmic pattern playing this, right? I wrote the rhythmic pattern on the board that we learned, and I had some of the seniors come up to me and they went, Ms. Griffin, how do I count that? And I'm like, oh, let me tell you. So they're going above and beyond on this piece. We're really excited to close the program out with it. Before I do get on here and play this with them, I would like to remind you, we do have the concert on Friday. We would love for you to come out, send a lot of our seniors off. I'd also like to shout out some of our leadership that came out today and they helped move chairs and set up, and we will need some help moving the chairs and everything back to the band room at the end of the concert. If we could all stay and help with that, students, that would be awesome. Okay, so finally, for our last song of the night, here is the score from How to Train Your Dragon. coming. We hope to see you guys all on Friday, and we are excited to see these kids move these chairs back to the band room. Woo-hoo!